The room that works as hard as you dream. How to live, create, and think beautifully in a small space. Welcome to Mahurip. This is the space where we believe that a small home is not a compromise. It is an invitation. An invitation to live more deliberately, more honestly, and more beautifully than you ever thought possible. The art of living in layers. There is a certain kind of room that stops you the moment you step inside. Not because it is grand, not because it overwhelms you with abundance, but because it feels, somehow, like it knows exactly what it is. It does not apologize for its size. It does not pretend to be something else. It simply exists. With purpose, with warmth, with the quiet confidence of a life fully inhabited. That is the room we are going to build today. This is not about making a small space look bigger. It is about making it feel deeper. The color of a working mind. It begins, as all things do, with color. In a room that must hold both rest and creation, both the stillness of living and the motion of making. Color becomes the first agreement between worlds. Choose tones that do not take sides. The soft warmth of raw clay. The faded green of old linen left in the sun. The quiet gray of morning before the city wakes. These are not colors that demand attention. They are colors that give permission. Permission for the work on the table and the calm on the sofa to coexist without conflict. When your walls ask nothing of you, everything within them can ask everything of you. Where the workshop meets the home. Here is the truth that most interior guides will not tell you. A space that is used is a space that is alive. The room that holds your art supplies beside your reading chair, your sketchbooks beside your throw pillows, your unfinished canvas beside your evening lamp. That room has a pulse. It breathes. I wanted the space to feel like a workshop as well as a home. And that desire, once you stop resisting it, becomes the most beautiful design principle of all. Let the textures tell this story. The roughness of stretched canvas against the smoothness of a linen cushion. The rawness of a wooden work table beside the softness of a wool rug. The coldness of a ceramic jar holding brushes beside the warmth of a candle burning low. This is not contradiction. This is conversation. And a room that converses with itself is a room worth returning to. The discipline of the small space. Living in a small space, depending on its size, inevitably requires making choices and setting priorities. This is not a hardship. This is a philosophy. The luxury apartment is not the one with the most rooms. It is the one where every corner has been considered. Where nothing exists by accident. Where the chair by the window is a reading chair in the morning, a painting chair in the afternoon, and a thinking chair at night. Because its owner understood that a single beautiful object, placed with care, can hold many lives inside it. It is important to identify which activities can take place in the same spot using the same furniture, and conversely, which ones need to be done separately, each in its own place. That distinction, that discipline, is where small living becomes elevated living. The office as an act of self-respect. Every creative person deserves a place to think. Not a corner apologizing for its own existence. Not a folding table pushed against a wall in defeat. A real place. An intentional place. Even in the smallest apartment, a desk facing the room, not the wall, changes everything. It says, I am part of this home, not hidden from it. It says, my work belongs here. A floating shelf holding the books that built you. A single lamp with a warm bulb, angled just so. A surface clear enough to receive ideas, personal enough to hold them. The office does not need to be separate from the home. It needs to be worthy of it. light that holds two worlds. In a room that lives as both studio and sanctuary, light must work twice as hard, and yet feel effortless. By day, let natural light fall generously across the work table, honest and clear, the way a craftsperson needs it. By evening, let that same corner soften. A lamp with a linen shade, a candle on the shelf. The same space, relit, becomes somewhere else entirely. This is the quiet miracle of layered light. It does not change the room. It changes what the room means. The imperfect thing that makes it real. In a room so carefully composed, what saves it from feeling sterile is always the same thing, something living. A jar of dried botanicals on the work table. A trailing vine above the bookshelf. A single stem in a glass bottle catching afternoon light. These small, imperfect, living things remind us what all of this is for. Not the aesthetics. Not the curation. But the life happening inside it. The making and the resting, the dreaming and the doing, the beautiful ordinary mess of a person fully at home in their own space. The luxury of enough. Here is what we want you to carry with you. Luxury in a small space is not the illusion of more. It is the mastery of enough. It is the workshop and the living room sharing a wall, and neither apologizing. It is the desk and the sofa understanding each other. It is one room that knows how to be many things, because the person who designed it was brave enough to ask, "What do I truly need, and how can those needs be beautiful together?" At Mahurip, we believe that the most extraordinary homes are not the largest ones. They are the most honest ones. The ones where every choice was made with care, where smallness became specificity, and limitation became language. Because a home that holds your work and your rest, your art and your life, all in the same beloved, deliberate space, is not a compromise. It is a masterpiece.